Guys, welcome to today's video, and in today's video I wanted to talk about my opinions on Instagram. So before I start off this video, I wanted to let everybody know that these are just my opinions based on my experience on Instagram, and I'm trying to say no hate to anybody. I respect your hustle, I respect what you're doing. It's just that I don't like it, And also, these opinions are subject to change as I keep exploring more of Instagram. Also, I'm super grateful to Instagram for providing me a platform where I can showcase my work, and that's it. Please don't send hate. I don't intend to be mean or rude or anything. I'm just expressing how I feel about all this. Okay, so my first thing. Okay, so one of my main issues with Instagram is that they tend to prioritize quantity over quality, and one major contributing factors to that is these repost accounts. So if you don't know what repost accounts are basically these accounts that take videos and content created by other original creators, and then they repost it on their account. And most of them do credit their work, but they tend to repost other people's work in such large quantities that these repost accounts tend to get more attention than the creators creating the work themselves. And I've actually seen in many of these comments of these repost account where people think that the work is created by the repost account. You're just creating a toxic work environment for other artists by, first of all these repost accounts, they tend to post a lot of the similar stuff. They all tend to take this one video and they tend to repost it across multiple accounts, and so you end up seeing the same videos over and over again. And I'm not saying some of these videos aren't nice, but I just don't want to keep seeing at them 10 times on my discovery feed. I'd like to see some other type of content too. So I think my main issue is that they tend to post the same content, and then they also post a lot of TikTok videos, which is why? TikTok has its own platform, your Instagram. Can you please post more Instagram content? And also, they tend to post artists who are not even artists, honestly. Painting a gradient and then doing a silhouette over it, honestly, it's does not require talent. I'm in no way trying to say I'm better than these artists or whatever, but it just annoys me to see so much of this similar content. Because of this quantity over quality cycle that's repeated on Instagram, there are really no breaks. You can't just sit down one day and be like, hey, you know what? I've been posting for 2 months straight every day. I want a break. I'm gonna not post for a week because I really don't have the energy to do art anymore. I'm having an artist block. And then you just suddenly lose thousands of followers because you're not posting. And also, sometimes this thing happens where if you post, you lose followers because people know that you exist now. Instagram, why are you this way? Another thing is the algorithm is always changing. It's never the same. Every 3 months or 2 months, it's just another algorithm, So it's really hard to keep up with it. And also, if you have posted something before the new algorithm came about, your old post will just stop performing because the algorithm has changed and your old post doesn't match that anymore. And it's really hard as an artist to first of all have to create content constantly, then keep track of the algorithm. The fact that Instagram thinks it's okay to be constantly changing the algorithm is really annoying. Stick to one, I'm fine if you do it every 6 months, but it feels like they do it every 2-3 months. Okay, I feel everybody deals with this if you work in a profession that requires you to deal with people. But another thing that I absolutely hate about Instagram are entitled people. I get a lot of DMs from people who want help regarding how can they start their art, how do they grow their Instagram, how do they sell commissions, and I'm fine with that. I can totally answer your questions, but I have two main issues with that. And my first issue is most of the questions you asked have already been answered in my highlights, and if you haven't checked out my Instagram already, please do. So on my Instagram, I have this highlight section where I answer different kinds of questions. I answer questions about my commissions, how to order them. I have a FAQ section where I try to answer everything about the kind of materials I use, and I still have people in my DMs asking me about it. there, Shadi, it's there, please read. Even after I tell them to go and read the highlights, they come back and they want me to elaborate. They're like, I don't understand. I don't think I can explain any better than I did in my highlight. And when I don't answer their question, they call me entitled. They call me entitled and rude. Like, I'm sorry, I put in the effort to answer your questions in my highlights. Okay, the next 2 points that I'm going to be mentioned are given to me by Sneha Nyugi. She's a good friend of mine, and she also has an Instagram where she posts makeup and other like beauty related stuff, and she's super pretty, so definitely go check her out. I'll link her Instagram and YouTube in my bio so you can go check her out. The next point is trend copying. This thing, it's very annoying, and it kind of borders on a commentary about a society that benefits off of the poor and lets the rich get richer. So in this case, we're talking about small creators staying small and the bigger creators using them to get bigger. So usually, like, we see it in examples where small creators like make a trend, and these bigger creators like follow these trends, and they don't even like credit the small creators, and then the big creators just get famous for their trends, and their videos is the ones that's reposted and like liked and commented, and the small creators nobody really cares about anymore. And I think that's really annoying, because I feel like as a big creator who's had to go through the struggle of growing on Instagram, you understand how hard it is. You know how difficult it was for you to grow initially. So why can't you just do the courtesy of tagging this person in the bio? I don't think it's that difficult, and I don't think it's bringing you down in any way. And eventually when it is revealed that you stole from a small creator, it's going to be way worse than you, than making people believe that you are the inventor of this trend. This is the crux of the reason I hate Instagram. So a lot of people DM me or they leave comments in my post with Selfpromo. Now, I don't have any issues with Selfpromo. Like, I'm fine with it. I'm guilty of doing it. That's how I grew initially. Like, I used to do a lot of Selfpromo. But here's the thing. If you don't support me, if you don't follow me or comment on my posts, or like you just found me on the discovery feed and decided to like put your promotion in my video, please just stop. Like, it's really annoying when I get Selfpromo, like people send me their posts and they're like, hey, can you go check it out and give it a like and follow, and then I go to their page and they don't even follow me. Like, you don't support me, why do you expect me to support you? It's a two-way relationship, buddy. Okay, now finally coming to like my conclusion and suggestions, and like any good paper has, here is my conclusion. Instagram sucks. There's nothing you can do about it. Any place that is filled with different kind of people, run by different kind of people, populated by different kind of people, is gonna suck, It's just gonna suck sometimes. But you can still do some stuff about it. First thing, I think there's a need for new apps that support artists more, like, art. I recently found out about this app called Artful. It's still in development, but I'm pretty excited to see what it's got. And here's the thing, you guys might be like, hey, Deviantart exists, so does Tumblr. Okay, here's my issues with Deviantart. Deviantart is very digital art focused, and I'm a traditional artist, so I don't really sit well on Deviantart. And another thing about Tumblr is that it's very fandom focused. So if you're not creating art that is catering to a certain fandom, you won't really grow on there. So that's my issues with these two apps. Also, Instagram is definitely a good place for like beginner artists, for you to grow and gain exposure. It's just that you have to deal with these little nuisances, and Instagram doesn't let you grow. So I guess that's your problem. Any profession in which you have to deal with people, you're gonna have to deal with stupid people. You're gonna have to deal with entitled people who think you owe them everything. So, just deal with it. And also, one thing I see people do a lot in my DM is that they keep DMing me and they're like, hey, I want to grow my Instagram, but it's not growing. And then I go see the Instagram, and it's like, no offense to you guys, by the way, it's like 6th grade art. Like, why do you expect followers with that kind of paintings? Like, no offense to you guys, but I feel like a lot of people need to focus more on gaining skills and becoming better at their art than gaining followers, and that's just my opinion on it. If you feel like your art is good enough to gain followers and you're not gaining followers, maybe it's not the algorithm, maybe it's your art. Just saying. So that's been my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and this is my first time showing my face on here, which is kind of daunting.